Hello, I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Believe it or not, there was an age when Michael Jackson was a god. His songs were smash hits, his dancing was beyond compare, and women fainted at just the sight of him rather than fainting at just the sight of him. So, at the top of his reign, Michael Jackson released his cinematic opus, Moonwalker. A strange little ego trip that shows us that not only does Jackson know how to sing and dance, but actually that's it, sing and dance. Because clearly he doesn't know how to tell a story, keep focus, or pull us in by any emotional means. Instead, we get sort of a photo album of his table scraps that mostly looks like scenes that would have been edited out of much better music videos. What do I mean by all this? Well, let's venture into this little amusement park of awkwardness to find out. First off, why is it called Moonwalker anyway? I mean, yeah, he does the dance move a few times, but there's no real focus on it. You could have just as easily called it crab and it would have made just as much sense. So we see the world's first universal answer to every joke ever written, Michael Jackson. We catch him at that stage where he wasn't really a good-looking black man anymore, but at least he was a halfway decent-looking white woman. We see him performing at a concert singing about how we can all change the world. And apparently, all of the world leaders buy Jackson's plea for world peace. I am in total support of Michael Jackson. Ich bin ein Michael Jackson. You know, Michael Jackson made this all possible. I have a dream to support Michael Jackson's dream.
Make that change.
I believe you can change. Your plastic surgery operations have clearly shown that. So, okay, we get a bit of him performing. Now what? Oh, we see pictures of him performing. Alright.
For such a long time, now music.
Okay, so we've seen pictures of him performing. Now what? Oh, we get freakish animations of him performing. That's nice. And they turn into the California Raisins for some reason. When did the Michael Jackson performances suddenly turn to the Monty Python cartoons? Michael Jackson's Flying Circus. So, okay, we get animations of him performing. I must ask again, what's next? Oh, we get a montage of him performing. Wow, he's just so humble about his fame. It's like he doesn't even know that he's famous. Oh, Michael, please, don't be so modest. Indulge yourself a bit. I don't think the image of you as a shining golden messiah is strong enough. Don't you have any oceans of water to walk on, or dead people to resurrect? I mean, come on, splurge a little. I especially like this picture of him and E.T., which is almost looking like a before and after picture. Yes, we get it! Michael Jackson is awesome! Please shut up! Yes, the asphalt is cool now. If you did it, it must be cool. Please contribute something more other than your ego. I'm just showing you how secure I am in my levels of confidence. Because that's what they call me. They call me very secure. If they were to name an airport after me, they would call it Michael Secure Jackson Airport. That's what they call me. In fact, that's what they call me right now. Michael Secure Jackson Airport. The airport, it's just people just love how secure I am. I am so secure. Very, very, very secure. Kill me. So, and I'm not kidding here, after 20 minutes of just watching his self-indulgent clips, we finally get some new material. No, please, I think there was a Pepsi commercial you might have missed. So we jump to a strange recut of his famous Bad music video, except this time it's done with little children instead of adults. I guess this is supposed to be charming, but I don't know. This seems kind of like the male equivalent of the Little Miss pageants. It's more creepy than it is endearing. There's even a scene where the kid accidentally grabs his too hard. Why would you even make that joke? That's like a joke I would make. Except when I make it, it's funny. When you make it, it's unnaturally disturbing.
Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad?
Who's bad? Who's bad? I'll tell you who's bad. Little kids who wear hair gel and dance around like adult ballerinas. That's bad. So they exit the scene trying to have some normal conversation, but even even that comes off as a little abnormal.
Is Bubbles in my trailer?
Yes, sir.
What is he wearing?
He's wearing a Prince t-shirt and red sneakers.
He just asked what a monkey was wearing. So we see them leave the studio as a cloud of smoke for some reason transforms them into adults. Because Jackson wills it, I guess. We then see a tour bus filled with what looks like Davey and Goliath's satanic replacements.
Oh, look, Granny! Michael Jackson!
And believe it or not, this is where it gets strange. Jackson is chased by a bunch of stop-motion fans, including the Noid. I don't know, Jackson wills it, as he interrupts a western being shot by an impatient director who also seems to be animated in stop motion.
I'm sorry.
My producer's doing this to me, isn't he? I asked for a bad guy, and he gives me Michael Jackson!
Boy, George Lucas was high-strung in his early years. So they chase him into a makeup trailer where Jackson finds the perfect disguise to sneak out of. The Easter Bunny version of Joe Camel. Of course!
Hey, the door's opening! Make sure you focus!
Yeah, what's up? Of course, the clay puppets fall for the trick as nobody seems to see past the disguise.
There he is! What, behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit!
So we see this musical chase scene as all the stop-motion characters ride after Michael. But Michael fools them by shape-shifting into several different characters, like a construction worker, Tina Turner, and even Pee Wee Herman.
This is crack.
You know, they really should have called this Mind as opposed to Moonwalker. That would have been more accurate. So he loses Gumby's gang as he decides to finally take off the costume. But it turns out the costume wants to dance. Sure, why not? Yes, I forgot. This is the guy who makes grabbing outside the house popular. But a cop notifies him that there's no Michael Jacksoning in these parts and is forced to write a ticket. And just before he leaves, the face of his bunny pal appears to say farewell. Why? Why? You really gonna bother to ask why in this movie? We then cut to the next segment, which is probably the funniest in my opinion. It's another strange music video with all sorts of surreal images, but the name of the song is entitled Leave Me Alone. Are you serious? You just spent the first half of this movie pleading for attention, begging people to look at you and acknowledge you as some sort of musical god, and now you're suddenly telling people to leave you alone? What did the aliens do to your brain anyway? I guess this is a response to all the newspaper tabloids that were written about him at the time. I especially like it when he constantly sings the line, I don't care what you think.
That's right, I don't care what you think, as this incredibly expensive musical representation of a finger clearly shows.
Just leave me alone.
Michael, we would love to leave you alone. But you just make it so constantly difficult that it's pretty much impossible. It's like a train wreck that you're told to ignore. It's simply not gonna happen. So we cut to probably the most famous part of the movie. You know, the portion that has that whole Spielberg Zemeckis light feel to it. And I have to say, this is easily the best part of the movie because it starts off with Michael Jackson's best scene. People trying to kill him.
We will destroy you before you make Captain EO!
But boy, howdy, how did all this insanity start? Well, one of Michael's many children friends cut into a flashback to show us how this all began. This takes place in the salad days, when Michael was allowed to be around children.
The hills are alive with the sound of Jamon.
We see Michael playing in the hills of Perfectopia when their dog suddenly wanders off into the forest. So Michael and one of the kids go searching for him. And then it goes Raiders of the Lost Ark on us for some reason as Michael stumbles onto a secret bad location.
Senor, nobody's come out of there alive.
It turns out they've come across an evil gang of drug dealers. Because, yeah, all drug dealers do their evil plotting in the middle of the forest, don't they?
We can't be doing that.
I want every kid in this whole world to take drugs because of me. Because of me. I want everybody to know it. Everybody. My name is going to be in the history books. They better spell my name right.
That poor peacock with leukemia is actually Joe Pesci, playing the sinister role of, well, let's face it, Joe Pesci. His evil plan is to get all the little children in the world completely high on drugs. Why? Because there's nothing else Joe Pesci can do on a Saturday night, I guess. But the cover is blown as Jackson and the girl just barely escape. But as we see, the evil drug thugs caught up with him as they try to hunt him down and kill him before he reveals their evil plans. But Jackson escapes as he runs down the alleyways while Pesci screams like a Scottish Terrier.
There, come on, get him!
But Michael outwits Pesci by running. Yeah, he does a lot of that in this scene.
Come on, come on, come on!
So he continues to run, and then after that he runs some more. But then he throws him for a surprising loop by giving them— oh, he's just running again! Jesus Christ, he's just running back and forth between the same two locations. How is this exciting? And then, because you loved it so much at normal speed, we have running in slow motion. How breathtaking. Please keep your at least 30 feet away from us. That's a restraining order from the world.
Alright, bring in the artillery! I want everybody here at this point!
Listen to him, he speaks in Yosemite Sam.
Alright!
Open that bridge, Farman! Open it, I say!
Try out all that new hardware on it!
You dog-blasted, ornery, long-eared varmint!
But Michael's in luck because he comes across a shooting star. And as you all know, when you wish upon a star, you turn into a transformer! Yeah! Michael's a car now! Surprised? We then see the kids he was playing with earlier. Don't read too deep into that. As they meet at the rendezvous point where Jackson said he would come. So Michael enters into the nightclub that was once empty but is now magically full, as he partakes in the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm serious. I have no problems with this music video portion called Smooth Criminal. To me, this is about as close to perfection as a music video can get. I mean, God, this is unbelievable. Why is he suddenly singing? What is he even doing there? Suddenly, none of that really matters. We are just sunken into the kick-ass amounts of awesomeness this whole scene displays. The design, the style, the dancing, the music. I can't find a single flaw with this entire scene. Well, if you want me to nitpick, I guess there are a few things. Like, just what the is he saying anyway? There's also a weird scene where he shoots a guy trying to stab him and then somehow he melts through the wall. But probably the strangest scenes come right dab in the middle when the music stops and everything goes strangely quiet. The people start rubbing each other, some of them start screaming, Michael turns into a bobblehead, and it just keeps going. It's like they're at an but they forgot the Okay, we apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Just a slight mental breakdown there. We now return you to your kick entertainment. Well, despite that weirdness, Smooth Criminal is one of the greatest musical numbers of all time. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of negative points for saying this, but to me, this is better than Thriller. And don't get me wrong, I love Thriller. It's a friggin' masterpiece. But if Thriller revolutionized the music video, Smooth Criminal perfected it. Look at the style, look at the staging, look at the dancing. The entire scope of this music video is just huge. There's never been another music video like it. And don't even get me started on that alien ant version. How they actually thought they could do a legit send-up to this song is just ridiculous. Yeah, just keep bobbing your heads up and down. I'm gonna watch the actual adults here. Oh no, the plot! Please, go away! We were having a good time! Michael's packing! Why don't you play that clip against some of the other scenes we saw earlier?
Make that change. Hurry up.
Michael, where'd he go?
He went in the woods over here.
Well, it's about as consistent as anything else in this movie. So, just as we saw the most epic of musical sequences, the story comes back to ruin the show. We find out that the girl's been kidnapped and it's up to the king of pop, of course, to go and save her. He goes back to the hideout as he's surrounded by henchmen, who start kicking the out of him and make him watch as that evil cockatoo starts beating the little girl. But apparently, Michael has some supernatural friends to help him out.
Goes the Gotherian, goes the destructor, the traveler has come.
It's just as I thought. Michael Jackson is an alien robot! This all suddenly makes sense!
Amazing.
I guess. I'd say more confusing. So, without any explanation why he turned into a machine, Michael Jackson becomes Poptimus Prime as he starts blowing the out of all the evildoers he can find.
I just want to bring love and joy to the world.
Just watch him as he goes G.I. Joe on their So after all the henchmen disappear, Michael Jackson transformed into a giant... Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just enjoying the pretty images.
Where are you? You tin-headed creep!
What drug dealer has a Marvin the Martian laser gun? Was he just dealing coke for the Acme Corporation or something?
You're ignorant.
So Pesci zeroes in to kill the rest of our little heroes until... Drat! I've been foiled by the power of love! So Michael runs out of things to blow up and decides it's time to call it an action-filled day.
Where's he going? He's leaving.
Why?
Goodbye. Thank you, Michael.
Why is he leaving? What do the kids know that we don't know? It's like, hey, here's some random cliches. We won't bother to tie it together with a story. We just figure that slow things down.
Goodbye, kids. I hope you can catch a ride home.
Truly, this man was the king of pop. So the kids sit and mope as they reminisce about what a fearless godchild Michael was.
I made the star to remember Michael with his lucky star.
It's okay, kid. On the third day he will rise again and absolve us of our sins. But it turns out Michael returns! Okay! No explanation or anything, he just returns. I guess he couldn't stay out of the movie for more than 2 seconds. And not only that, he has something very special he wants to show them. But he has to take them to a big, dark, empty basement where they have to be very, very quiet. No, it's just a concert. Oh, yay! We started out with an ego-boosting show, and now we end with an ego-boosting show. How charming. Well, at least I'm sure the kids will enjoy it, right? I don't know. We never see them again. The last bit we see of them is them getting reunited with their stupid dog. We don't even know if they made it to the concert or if they're even watching. Michael's ego just seemed to disintegrate them from the story altogether. What an absolutely charming waste. So, how does Michael Jackson's little psychological art house film hold up? Well, I can sum it up like this. Holy Mother of God, that is so freaking cool. Why couldn't this film just be a music video? That's all it pretty much was to begin with, a bunch of music videos. It would have been stronger and more memorable. But instead we have to sit through this annoying vacuum of attention just so we can get to the good parts. Or in this case, just one good part. Michael, you're incredible. I mean that in 3 different ways: incredibly talented, incredibly gifted, and incredibly scary. Just stick to what you know best and we'll watch you. But leave the whole storytelling element to the pros, okay? They'll tell the stories and you can go back to looking like Helen Bonham Carter from Planet of the Apes.
I would never look at myself in the mirror. Ever.
Start. I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.